Sure. Well, in a very simple and general way, I'm interested in the use or how AI and digitalization is used in HR, human resource management, and how it impacts the field. So the repercussions or the consequences of the use. So it's kind of two the two different topics. So the use and the consequences or the effects of it. Um, just this, just these two fields of research are it sounds quite simple, but it's actually a lot of different subtopics or subdivisions, and the field is not very well um, limit delimited, such that there's many ways, many overlaps, many different definitions. So it's still a bit messy, if I can use that word. Um, but yeah, so first, the use of AI or digitalization in HR. There's many ways that AI solutions are used in HR. I would say that the HR subdiscipline where we see the biggest use of AI solutions now is in the hiring domain, so recruitment and selection of staff. Um, so things like matching candidates with uh, the profiles of employee we're looking at, things such as analyzing CVs, lots of CVs, not only with keywords, but with many other things now that, like with language analysis, which was not possible before, analysis of video interviews. So like the trend of automated video interviews is really, really increasing now with sentiment analysis, with uh, facial recognition, um, virtual reality in onboarding process that's already appearing. Um, Lots of chatbots throughout the recruitment, the whole recruitment and hiring process. So the use of AI in the staffing process is very, it's a big thing already. We don't know so much the efficiency of it, so we need more research about that. But there's also lots of use in assessing the performance of employees at work, in coaching. So many AI solutions or AI supported solutions in skills development and coaching. Um, so these are uses. These are the way AI can be used to support uh, HR professionals in their work. There are other uses that are more about automating, so not necessarily supporting, but automating HR functions. And this is a field that is called algorithmic management. And this is my field, the things that I'm mostly interested in. Um, so here we talk about algorithm systems that are used to make schedules, that are used to make decisions about performance assessment or performance rating. You know, like those kind of workers where the performance is completely, the performance ratings are completely computed by automated systems. Same with assigning tasks or assigning targets or work objectives. Um, So this has first been seen in the gig economy platforms like Uber, like Deliveroo, Instacart, so those kind of workers. But nowadays, it's not only in gig work, it's only in traditional work, like truck drivers, like deliverers, but also more qualified workers like health nurses. This is spreading very quickly. So that's interesting. Lots of promising avenues, but lots of challenges, I would say as well. Um, so these were the use or how we can use AI in HR. There's other ways, but these are the main ones. Then besides that, there's also uh, the consequences or let's say the issues or the effects of it. So how it can influence people. And it all revolves around the kind of paradox between liberation or augmentation of human at work versus alienation. Okay? So lots of people, lots of experts would say that AI is likely um, to bring more freedom in humans and liberating humans from the alienating from the tasks that were alienating, because AI is better at humans than to do those small simple tasks or routine tasks. And on the other hand, other experts say no. From what we see now, AI solutions in HR and work is more likely to create some kind of alienation in work, because it makes work more simple, and it makes humans dependent on a machine, or just humans obeying to a machine. So the I mean, us as researchers, we have to shed light on it, actually, to bring more understanding around this paradox, and to find to ensure that it's the use of AI will be more liberating than alienating. Um, so yeah, things like autonomy of workers. How can we preserve autonomy of human despite the increasing use of AI? So how can we maintain human in the loop? Um, because if there's hundreds of years of study that show that if humans don't have autonomy at work, and if the decisions about human are not fair, well, it will directly influence their motivation, commitment at work, psychological health, well-being, performance, behaviors, etc. And some studies have started to talk about dehumanization of work with technology. So how we can make sure that all of this doesn't happen? How do we maintain autonomy, and how do we ensure fair decisions? Because fairness is another issue. HR data is kind of inherently biased. Okay, HR data is never neutral. It is biased. So how can we take this data and use it as an input for AI, and in a way that would avoid discriminatory decisions? That's another important field of it. About the consequences, another thing would be the skills. So this skills development, skills that are become necessary or unavoidable for people to be able to work properly with these tools. So how can we reskill people, and how can we avoid things that phenomenon that we call deskillization? Yeah, like work is probably the most important activity in life. Not the most important. Well, it shouldn't be, but it's the activity that takes most of our time in life. Um, so based on that, if we don't make sure that that the future of work is about fulfilling our needs and making life better, well, I mean, work will become again alienating as it has ever been in the past.
Yeah.
Um, so like there's other issues that I took some notes. There's like another things that we have to investigate is the human teaming, the human AI teaming in work, because we see more and more organizations facing issues about, okay, I have these human beings working kind of in team with robots, what they call robots. It's not always robots physically speaking, but there's human and AI teaming, and we know nothing about that. Like how the team, we there's lots of research about team functioning, team dynamics, team effectiveness, but this no longer works when part of the team is not human. Well, what's still unclear is the solutions or the how do we ensure that the future of work and the use of and let's say the digital transformation of work is more fulfilling than harmful. But we have some insights about the how, like human in the loop in the decision, simple things like maintaining a human in the loop, making sure that the data is okay, like that the data doesn't lead to discriminatory decisions. But there's one that is still unclear, and it's transparency of decision and transparency of the tools. We know that transparency is at some degree is required if we want to maintain autonomy of humans. The humans have to know how the AI system works, or how how the system came up with this decision. Humans have to know, but it's not so simple. What kind of transparency? Uh, Is it just is it about accessibility to the data or visibility of the code, the algorithm, or is it more about explainability of the decision, which is more likely to be the case? But early studies about that show that people actually they don't want to understand. It's too complicated. They don't have time for that. So it means that if we want to ensure explainability, it comes at a certain price. It comes at the price of cognitive overload, maybe, which also has consequences on well-being. So this all this issue of how to carry out transparency in AI at work is not clear at the moment. So it's still um, uh, question to be answered.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. Thank you. That's crazy because I never really thought about AI and HR. It's
Yeah,
but it's cool that Pierre Marjoric is doing this conference because we interviewed a lot of people and I had no idea that it could fit in so many backgrounds. So it's
it is.
it's
It
pretty
is. Yeah,
interesting to hear all of that.
it is very interesting indeed. I had the same thought in the group meeting that he organized the other day. Um, yeah, because I feel that just at HSA, well, in other universities as well, but lots of people are studying AI in their own field, which is important, but We definitely have to talk together. We'd have to speak together to understand, because like some people investigate HR and AI and HR, but we're missing crucially the technical part of it. Lots of people are studying the ethical side of it, AI and HR, which is very important, but you cannot have a complete understanding of it if you don't talk with AI people. I wish I had more free time actually, but I do have some. I like outdoors, definitely. If I could spend my whole week now doing cross-country skiing, would be there, and also good wine and reading. You see all these bookshelf behind it, the things that I want to read, the things that I on my list, because I have other bookshelf that I read before. So like, and that's mostly about it. Um, and traveling once it's possible again.